Hi, my name is Justin, aka Ghost Reader, and today I am going to be doing my TBR for January 2020. This doesn't include everything I'm going to read for 2020 because I'm actually reading 3 books for the Cancel-a-thon Readathon. You can go check out what I'm going to be reading for that Readathon in that video. I actually am a host of that, so I hope you guys are going to join us on that in our conversation about cancel culture in BookTube. So, these are the other books I'll be reading in January. I think all of them actually are arcs that I picked up from NetGalley. I'm actually going to be taking part in something later this year, so you're going to see a lot less arcs on this channel. I think I may still be reviewing books, but a lot less arcs because my time will be taken up by the other thing. So, yeah, so January is going to be, I have, let's see, 4 books I'm going to be reading. So on top of the other 3, there's 7 books in total, which is crazy coming off of a month where I only read, I think, like maybe 2. So hopefully this goes well. And so the first book that I'll be picking up is Becoming Free, Becoming Black, Race, Freedom, and Law in Cuba, Virginia, and Louisiana by Alejandro de la Fuente and Ariela J. Gross. And basically this book is how African slaves, and free and enslaved actually, use the law to claim their freedom and to hold on to their freedom in basically slave societies, and actually not just the African Americans, but since it's Cuba as well, I'm going to say POC in general. So basically these enslaved people basically found ways to insert and to get their freedom by using the law and citizenship as well. So this focuses on the island of Cuba, and then Virginia, and then also Louisiana, which I think is a really good places to pick because you have Virginia, which is like your traditional like slave holding society, American slave holding society. You have Louisiana, which is a bit more, I would say, a little bit more progressive. And that the French were a little different in Louisiana than the British were in Virginia in their approach to like Black people when they came. There was a lot more freedom, I feel, for Black people, and a lot more chances, I would say, for Black people and Louisiana to kind of move ahead than Virginia, and then Cuba, which is actually in the Caribbean, not actually part of the United States. So I think those are really 3 great places to kind of look at this issue. The next book I'll be reading is Black Cabinet, The Untold Story of African Americans and Politics During the Age of Roosevelt by Jill Watts. This book actually comes out in like May, but I'm reading it now because I probably won't get a chance to read it in April. So this book basically looks at a group of influential African Americans that were basically advising Roosevelt, FDR, about how basically what things he could do to help the Black community. And they had some successes, and they had some things that didn't go well for them, but a lot of the people who helped advise FDR and the people that they mentored went on to actually do a lot for African Americans in this country. But they were silent, kind of behind the scenes. You don't really hear much really talked about a lot of them. I think some of them are well known, but a lot of them were kind of behind, in the background, working in the background. But this book kind of reveals their story and their impact on American politics. Next, the book I'm going to be reading is What is Your Pronoun? Beyond He and She by Dennis Barron. And basically, this book takes a linguistics perspective at the use of pronouns over in the English language. I think it's primarily English language over time. And gives kind of historical context from like Shakespeare to using brand new, creating and using brand new pronouns for gender and stuff like that. So I thought this would be a really interesting look at this topic, especially from like a linguist who study languages and how they change and things like that. So that's why I picked that up. And the last book that I will be reading, well, at least for this TBR, is The Imprisoned Princess, The Scandalous Life of Sophia Dorothea Sale by Catherine Curzon. And actually, I read a book by Catherine Curzon last year, which was Sophia. Mother, I think Mother Kings or something like that. Basically, this woman, Sophia Dorothea, is actually that Sophia's daughter-in-law, and basically this book examines how this Sophia Dorothea, basically goes from being basically marrying to this family and having a good life to it basically being destroyed and her getting like exiled. Yeah, it was a crazy story in the other book, and so just taking a dedicated book towards this particular historical woman is going to be pretty interesting. I do I find the way that Catherine Curzon writes to be the way she likes kind of lightens up history, because history sometimes can be very dull and boring. I know some people probably won't like her writing style because it's more like I would say more like a pop history type of writing style than academic writing style. But like I was reading more of an academic history at the same time I was reading like her previous book, and hers was just a lot easier to get through. So I think she did well at that biography, so I'm hoping she does just as well at this biography as well. So yeah, so that's what I'll be reading in January, along with the other 3 books from the Cancel-a-thon Readathon. They all look to be pretty good. I'm really looking forward to The Black Cabinet and What's Your Pronouns, because I think those would be really interesting dives into those subjects. And like I said, my goal is always to learn more. I actually this is my like official TBR. I probably will throw some actual like fiction in there, besides that one manga that I'm reading, just to kind of add some balance to my reading. I don't want it to become all nonfiction. But yeah, so that is it for this video. Hopefully I have a good January when it comes to reading. I can like drag myself away from the PlayStation and actually get some reading done. So and thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at GhostReads28, on Instagram at Justin the Ghost Reader, and also on Goodreads. The link to that is down in the description box below. So as always, keep reading.